One more time, please read the following paragraph about your responsibility. When you have done so and understand its implications, click the Begin Course button in the bottom right corner of the window to begin your online training. Good luck and stay safe.
Welcome to the Hard Hat Training Series. Today we will be conducting the HAZWOPER 24-hour course. This training will provide you with the information needed to keep you up to date on the HAZWOPER training standards. Additionally, it will help you maintain your knowledge and understanding of how to safely manage hazardous materials. We have been using hazardous materials for manufacturing, cleaning, and a wide variety of other purposes for a very long time. However, for a nearly equal amount of time, the hazardous waste left over from these processes was haphazardly dumped or abandoned wherever people found it convenient. Beginning in the 1940s with the advent of the nuclear bomb and changes in manufacturing, the amount of hazardous waste being produced began to increase drastically. By the early 1970s, industries in the United States were already producing around 57 million metric tons of hazardous waste per year, much of which was unregulated. In 1976, the federal government stepped in and declared that something had to be done to reduce the amount of hazardous waste being poured into the environment. Consequently, the first Hazardous Materials Monitoring Plan was written and passed by Congress. The plan was known as the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act, or RCRA for short. As hazardous waste continued to develop at an ever-increasing rate, RCRA was passed to help regulate individual industries' management of their hazardous waste from the time it was generated to when it was disposed of either on or off-site. RCRA gives the Environmental Protection Agency authority to control hazardous waste from the cradle to the grave. This includes generation, transportation, treatment, storage, and disposal of hazardous waste. In addition to this, RCRA also established a framework for the management of non-hazardous solid waste. RCRA was effective at controlling and monitoring new waste, but it didn't do much to deal with other serious hazardous waste issues, namely what had been generated before 1976. In 1980, the Comprehensive Environmental Response, Compensation, and Liability Act was passed and became known as CERCLA. This helped to remedy past hazardous waste issues. In short, CERCLA regulates and enforces the cleanup of hazardous waste sites that were created or abandoned prior to RCRA. This was and is vitally important to both human and environmental health, as hundreds of tons of hazardous waste have been improperly disposed of in recent history. HSWA, or the Federal Hazardous and Solid Waste Amendments, came next. These were a series of amendments to RCRA passed in 1984 that focused on minimizing waste and phasing out its land disposal. Additionally, corrective action for release was specified. Other mandates of this law include increased enforcement authority for the EPA, more stringent hazardous waste management standards, and a comprehensive underground storage tank program. Although by this time RCRA had been amended several times and was already improving the management of hazardous waste, there were other issues that had not fully been addressed. In 1986, SARA, or the Superfund Amendment and Reauthorization Act, was passed. SARA once again amended the RCRA, making it more all-encompassing and further reducing environmental impact.